You are now tuned into On the Pitch with the GOAT, TJ Rath.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode, another night. Grab your pens, pencils, notepad, whatever you got. Take down those notes, guys, because I'm giving out free information. We're going to give you picks on a lot of games this weekend, lots of soccer action. Going to go through leagues, going to give you our favorite picks in each and every game. And from these games is where I come up with my VIP plays. So if for my VIP channel, you get exactly which bets I'm taking the biggest amount of cash on for the week. For the people that are in this chat, this VIP podcast, I mean, I might as well call it a VIP podcast because I appreciate your guys' support. Everybody that's watching this episode will get information before anybody else. You guys are going to get info on the games that are ahead. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Coming off a 75% hit rate in January, guys. 75% hit rate. Nobody in the business of hitting soccer how I am. On another note, guys, I started to throw out some college basketball plays now. And I think we hit 5 out of the last 6 in the VIP chat. So college basketball is heating up. I used to do college basketball quite a bit. And I'm slowly getting back into it, guys. We have some plays in college basketball where we take dogs plus the points and they're winning outright. So be on the lookout for those sharp college basketball plays. But our cream of the crop is our soccer. If you watch my videos, my live podcasts, or catch them late, you'll see that I'm giving you guys great information. I gave out Barcelona again. I said they would take down Real Madrid again. And look what happened, fellas. 5-2 Barcelona victory. It was goals like crazy. And it went down just like I had mentioned it in the podcast. Barcelona still controlling the Liga in Spain. They're playing better with the young kids. Real Madrid with Mbappe are not gelling just yet. Real Madrid had a game today versus Celta Vigo in a cup game. They were up 2-0. They let the other team tie them 2-2, guys. They let it go to extra time. They were minus 300 favorites. They're not playing well right now. So, with that being said, guys, let's get right into the soccer action for Friday. And we're going to start off with some Australian soccer, Australian A-League soccer. In about 4 hours, we're going to have a game in the middle of the night. We usually stay up for these games. It might be a VIP play. It might not be. The guys in the VIP chat will get the definitive answer when it comes time to be. But right now, we'll give you guys some information. Australian A-League, round 15. Western Sydney Wanderers at home taking on the Central Coast Mariners. Western City Wanderers, 8th place, 28 goals scored, 23 conceded in 12 games. Central Coast Mariners, 10th place, 14 points. 10th place, only 12 goals scored in 12 games, 21 conceded. And they are playing in Western City Wanderland. Last game for Western City Wanderers, 2-1 victory over Perth Glory. Prior to that, Western Wanderers 2-2 draw versus Melbourne victory. 3 games ago, Wanderers 2, MacArthur 3. So we have seen a both to score for the Wanderers the last 6 games. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 of the last 12 for the Wanderers have seen a both to score. Central Coast Mariners last game lost 4-1 to Sydney. Prior to that, they did beat Brisbane Roar 3-1. Coast Mariners have seen a boat to score in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 out of the last 7 games. Guys, we're going to see a boat to score tonight. That's going to be juicy. It's going to be juiced up. Over-under is probably going to be 3 in this game. Boat to score is the pick. You may want to parlay that for this game. Maybe juice, maybe minus 240 or something like that. Possible boat to score over 2.5 here as we're moving on in this league. Western City Wanderers are minus 128 favorites. They are the favorites in this game. They are playing better than Central Coast Mariners. So those are going to be the leans for that game, guys. If I have an official VIP play here, it might even be a corner kicks play, but that will be coming to my VIP guys. Or if you send me a message later, I might give you the play for the Australian Soccer League game. If you're watching the podcast right now and you remember to ask me after the show, when it gets closer to game time, what the play is for the Australian Soccer League, I may give you a little something. But for now, we're going boat to score over 2.5. Western City Wanderers, Central Coast Mariners. That'll do it for Friday, Australian Soccer League. Friday, French League. We have French League on Friday. Montpellier versus Monaco. Montpellier at home plus 300. Monaco minus 179. Current standings, Monaco is in third place. 31 points, 28 goals scored, 18 conceded. They were only giving up 1 goal a game. Montpellier, last place team, 16 goals scored, 42 conceded. They've given up a lot of goals. Last place team playing versus the third place team. Third place team chasing Marseille and PSG. PSG on top with 43 points. Marseille, 36 points. Monaco, 31 points. They're trying to catch up a little bit. Monaco should win this game. A minus 180. Could be a parlay piece. Montpellier, last game lost 3-1 Angers. Monaco had a 1-1 draw in the Coupe de France versus Reims. Monaco did tie 2-2 versus Nantes prior to that. Last head-to-head between these two teams was a 2-1 win for Monaco. Just going to have to go with Monaco here. Money line, Monaco in the French League versus Montpellier. Give me Monaco to win. Next game we have Lille versus OSG Nice. Standings 4 versus 5. This is 4th place Nice versus 5th place Lille. Nice in the French League after 17 games, 35 goals scored, 23 conceded. Lille good on defense. They're at home, 26 goals scored, only 16 conceded. Last few games for Lille have been low scoring. Lille 1-1 in the Coupe de France. Prior to that, A-League action 0-0 versus Auxerre. Nice in the Coupe de France 1-0 win. Prior to that, though, in League One, Nice had a game where they won 4-2, and then they also won 3-2 versus Rennes. So they've been scoring some goals. Lille is at home, though, has good defense. The line seems a little bit trappy. I mean, Lille is the better team, great defense, allowing 1 or less goals a game. They're minus 103, though, guys. So I don't like that minus 103. Seems like too easy. Give me a boat to score here. Lille and Nice for the French League for Friday, January 17th. We have one Bundesliga game. Eintracht Frankfurt. And I've said this before multiple times, guys. Give me Marmoush to score anytime. Omar Marmoush from Egypt has 15 goals in 17 games, guys. He's a scoring machine. Gotta take it until it stops hitting 80, 90% of the time. Give me Marmouche anytime for Eintracht Frankfurt. We have Eintracht Frankfurt at home taking on Dortmund. Current standings, Eintracht Frankfurt is in 3rd place. Dortmund all the way down to 10th place, guys. Frankfurt playing very well right now, 33 points. Dortmund, 25 points. They're trying to make up some ground. In the last game for Eintracht Frankfurt, a big 4-1 win versus Freiburg. Dortmund went down to Holstein Kiel, guys. They lost as a minus 200 favorite, guys. We couldn't believe what we were seeing there. They lost 4-2, guys. They're giving up a lot of goals. They gave up 4 goals last game to bad Holstein Kiel team. Gave up 3 goals to Leverkusen. Frankfurt has Marmouche, guys. Dortmund can't go on another loss. Guys, goals. Eintracht Frankfurt, Dortmund, over 3.5. Probably that's what the line's going to be, over 3, just so you can get the push if it's only 3 goals. Marmouche anytime for the Bundesliga game for Friday. Serie A, Italy on Friday, 1 game, AS Roma versus Genoa. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was a 1-1 draw. That was a long time ago, guys. That was 2015. That doesn't mean anything with a competition like this. Current standings in the Serie A Italian League, AS Roma 10th place after 20 games. Genoa 11th place. They're right next to each other, neck to neck. Roma 24 points. Genoa 23 points. With the win, they could get up to 8th to the 9th spot. Both teams have that possibility here. Last game for Roma, 2-2 draw versus Bologna. Roma prior to that took down the powerful Lazio 2-0. Genoa 1-0 win over Parma. Prior to that, 0-0 draw. Not too high scoring in the last few matches for these two teams. I'm going to have to go with the both to score. Give me both to score. AS Roma, Genoa, Italian League for Friday. Moving on, Liga MX. Liga MX is back. Friday night action. We have Puebla at home taking on San Luis. After 1 game, Puebla is in 6th place. They had a 1-1 draw. San Luis, a 1-3 loss in that Puebla game was versus Monterrey. There was a lot of misses there. They got lucky. Monterrey was a minus 300 favorite. Puebla got the draw, got the good points at the end. They were just playing for the draw. San Luis got beat by Tigres 3-1. Prior matchup between these two teams was a 2-0 win for San Luis. You know what, guys? We're gonna keep it simple here. Puebla's plus 211, San Luis plus 131. Give me both to score in Puebla and San Luis. Moving on to the next game, Tigres in Liga MX at home receiving Mazatlan. Previous game, Tigres won 3-1, Mazatlan 1-1. They didn't look too good, but they did get that draw in the last minute. Tigres minus 250 money line. I like that as a parlay piece, guys. Tigres are returning some key players. Always have some solid action in the lineup there. In their previous game, we saw them win 3-1. We had goals from Lainez, left footer, short guy. He's been in the Mexican national team. Pizarro, veteran, and Gorion, guys. These guys aren't even the key strikers. These 3 guys scored. Guys, give me Tigres money line. Give me Tigres team total over 1.5 in Friday's action in Mexico. Last game for Friday in Mexico is Necaxa at home taking on Chivas. Necaxa coming off a 1-2 loss in their first matchup. Chivas got the win 1-0. Wasn't pretty, but they won versus a terrible Santos Laguna team. 1-0. They couldn't score anymore. They had missed a penalty. They got one in the minute 75. Necaxa coming off a 2-1 loss to Pumas. Last time these two teams faced each other was a 3-2 Chivas win. Just because Necaxa is at home, I think they could get a goal, guys. Give me both the score in Necaxa versus Chivas. That'll do it. Actually, it's Friday night. We had the early Australian game that I mentioned. But Friday night, there's going to be 2 more games in Australian A Soccer League. So I will go back to that. Auckland versus Melbourne City Friday night. Melbourne City is currently in first place. The expansion team, Auckland, is in third place. Melbourne City, 24 points. Auckland, 23. Auckland's known for their great defense. Last game, Auckland did lose 1-0 to a bad team, Perth Glory. Prior to that, though, they had a 0-0 draw versus Melbourne victory. Seems like it might be a cagey match, kind of tight. Melbourne City just coming off a 1-0 win over Brisbane Roar. Also low scoring, guys. This may just be Auckland's plus 105, Melbourne City plus 260. May stay away from this game, guys, merely for the fact that it's a 1 versus 3 team. Usually when it's a 1 versus 2, it's very cagey, very nervous. Not a lot of teams taking too many shots, playing very defensive, very tactical. Give me an under 3, 3.5 for this one, guys. I rarely do unders. But in a match like this, I think it's the right play. Last game on Friday in the Australian Soccer League is Sydney FC. Sydney FC versus Brisbane Roar. Sydney FC, 29 goals scored, 20 conceded. Brisbane Roar all the way down to last place, 12 goals scored, 27 conceded. Matchups before, Sydney 0-0 draw versus Wellington Phoenix. Brisbane Roar has had 2 1-0 games, our last 2 games, guys. This one is going to be a skip for now, guys. I don't even have a play for this one just because of the previous scores. As I evaluate it a little bit more and get into some more details, I may have something here. Sydney, Brisbane Roar. Let me check one thing out here. It might be a prop play. Got to check some things. Let's see. All right, where were we at? Okay, final game, Sydney versus Brisbane Roar. Brisbane Roar had a 1-0 loss to Melbourne City. They couldn't score a goal. No, I'm not even liking corner kicks here, guys. Not even liking the corner kicks there. I'm going to skip that one, guys, for Friday. That takes us to Saturday. Saturday's soccer action. We go back to the Premier League, guys. Premier League teams had some games middle of the week, so they may be a little bit tired. You got to be careful when this situation happens. Only 2 to 3 days rest in between games, depending on how far. I mean, England, Europe, it's all close together, guys. They don't have to fly too far. But take that into consideration. First game is Newcastle at home, taking on Bournemouth. Newcastle's in 4th place. Top 4 teams automatically qualify for the Champions League. They have 38 points. Right behind them is Chelsea with 37 points, though, after 21 games. Bournemouth, 8th place, 34 points. So with the win, I mean, they can get up to the top 4 and 5. Newcastle playing very well right now. 3-0 win versus Wolves. Prior to that, 3-1 win over Bromley FA Cup. They also took down Arsenal in the EFL Cup, guys, 2-0. Newcastle has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've won the last 10 games, guys. Newcastle's on fire. Bournemouth did tie Chelsea 2-2. They did win 5-1 over West Brom. Everton, Fulham. You know what, guys? I think Bournemouth can get a goal here, but I think Newcastle's just a better squad. Give me Newcastle money line, -160. Give me goals as well. I see over 2.5 goals in this match. Newcastle, Bournemouth. Followed up by Brentford at home taking on Liverpool. Liverpool's a -227 favorite. Liverpool still in first place, 47 points. Second place is Arsenal with 43. Brentford 11th place. Recent matchups, Brentford did tie the very bipolar Man City 2-2. Prior to that, they also beat Southampton, last place team 5-0. Liverpool 1-1 draw versus Forest. FA Cup 4-0 win over Accrington. I do think Brentford might be able to score a goal, but give me Liverpool money line, -227 parlay piece in this game. Leicester in the next game at home versus Fulham. Leicester is all the way down 19th place relegation zone, right there in between Ipswich and Southampton. Fulham, 10th place, 30 points. Leicester is at home. They did go down to Crystal Palace. Couldn't score a goal, guys. Leicester's not looking good. Not gelling right now. Fulham also losing a game to West Ham 3-2. Part of that, they won 4-1 versus Watford in the FA Cup. They did tie a bad team, though, Ipswich 2-2. The edge here goes to Fulham. It is -109. I just think they're the better team. They're playing better right now. Give me Fulham money line, -109. Next game, West Ham versus Crystal Palace. West Ham, Crystal Palace, +169. Both are +169, guys. Anybody's game. Whenever we see that, we're going to go vote to score West Ham, Crystal Palace. Last game for England Premier League on Saturday. Arsenal at home taking on Aston Villa. Aston Villa coming off a 1-0 win over Everton. Prior to that was a 2-1 win over Leicester. Arsenal coming off a 2-1 win over Tottenham. Prior to that, they did go down, actually tied Brighton 1-1. Arsenal here's a -208. -208 money line favorite here. That's a money line piece that we can play possibly with Liverpool. Both are -200 and some change. Parlay pieces there. Give me Arsenal as a parlay piece with Liverpool. Parlay those together, guys, as a grandma parlay. That'll do it for England Premier League Saturday action. League One, French League for Saturday. Lens at home, 7th place team taking on PSG. Prior to that, Lens 2-1 win over Le Havre. PSG in the Coupe de France 4-2. Saint prior to that, they won their game 2-1. Last time the two teams faced off against each other was a 1-1 draw. Guys, we're gonna do what we've been doing with PSG. They are away. Give me the over 2.5 goals there for the PSG game in the French League for Saturday. Our favorite league on Saturday, Bundesliga, kicks off with Stuttgart at home versus Freiburg. Stuttgart, -164 favorite, is in 5th place, 29 points. Freiburg, 8th place, 27 points. This could be a big game for Freiburg if they could get a win. They could go up to 30 points and get in the battle for the top 4 Champions League positions. Stuttgart, previous game, 2-1 win over Leipzig, 2-1. Freiburg did go down to Eintracht Frankfurt. Freiburg's been scoring goals in their games and conceding. Last set of games for Freiburg, 4-1. 3-2, 5-1. Only winning one of those, and that was versus Holstein Kiel. Guys, we're gonna have to go with goals in this one. The slight edge to Stuttgart to win. Give me over goals in Stuttgart versus Freiburg. Bayern Munich, guys, minus 556. Bayern Munich coming off a 5-0 win over Hoffenheim. Wolfsburg 5-1 win over Gladbach in their last game. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was a 3-2 win for Bayern. Got to take Bayern here on the money line, and we're going to see some goals here, guys. Goals in Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg. Heidenheim versus St. Pauli is the next game. Heidenheim, 15th place. St. Pauli, 14th place. Previous games, Heidenheim 3-3 versus Werder Bremen. St. Pauli lost 1-0 versus Bochum. Part of that, they lost 1-0 versus Eintracht. St. Pauli is a pretty good defensive team, plus 138. Heidenheim, you know what, guys? I think St. Pauli is going to get a goal. Heidenheim's going to get a goal. Both are at the bottom. Both are plus money. Give me both to score. Heidenheim, St. Pauli. Next game, Bochum at home taking on RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig is in 4th place, 17 games, 29 goals scored, 24 conceded, 30 points. Bochum, bottom of the barrel, last place team. Bochum did beat St. Pauli 1-0. Leipzig did go down to Stuttgart. This is a good position for Leipzig to bounce back. The line is a little sketchy, but I think it's okay. I don't think we want to be too scared of that line. They should be minus 130, minus 140 because they're playing the last place Bochum team. So that worries me a little bit, but I'm not going to get too scared. Give me RB Leipzig because they just lost. They need to get another win. They're playing a team that they can beat easily. Give me RB Leipzig money line. Holstein Kiel versus Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim, as we just mentioned, coming off a 5-0 massacre from Bayern Munich. Holstein Kiel 4-2 win over Dortmund. They scored 4. Prior to that, they scored 2. And they did score 5 also versus Augsburg, guys. Hoffenheim, Holstein Kiel, both to score over goals. Over goals in Hoffenheim, Holstein Kiel, and both to score. Last game for Bundesliga on Saturday. It's going to be Bayer Leverkusen versus Gladbach, guys. Bayer Leverkusen, 2nd place, 38 points. They need to stay close to Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen are the defending champions. Gladbach is in 11th place. Previous matchup, Leverkusen 1-0 win over Mainz. Gladbach did get beat 5-1, guys. They did play a good defensive game versus Bayern Munich. Prior to that, only losing to them 1-0. I got to go Bayer Leverkusen. They are heavy favorites, minus 370. Minus 370 here. Simple parlay that you could do. It's a little bit juicy, but grandma parlay, Bayern Munich money line, Bayer Leverkusen money line. Both are at home. Probably like a minus 160. But grandma likes those. That'll do it for Bundesliga Saturday action. Saturday action moves on to Serie A Italian League. We have Bologna at home taking on Monza. Current standings, Bologna 8th place, Monza very last place. Bologna 19 games, 29 goals scored, 25 conceded. Monza after 20 games, 19 goals scored, 28 conceded. Previous matchups, Bologna 2-2 draw versus Inter. Prior to that was another draw versus Roma, 2-2. Prior to that was a 2-3 loss to Hellas Verona. They're scoring at least 2 goals in the last 3 games a game, but they're also giving up 2 to 3 goals a game. So be careful with that. Monza 2-1 victory over Fiorentina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're seeing the both to score in Monza at least the last 4 games. Let me see here. So you could tell where I'm going with this one, guys. Monza, Bologna, both to score. Both to score. Wow, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 out of the last nine games for Monza have been both to score. So we're going to keep it simple. Italy, Serie A, Bologna versus Monza. We're going to do both to score. Juventus versus AC Milan, guys. Top teams battling it out. We got to keep it simple there. Give me both to score, Juventus and AC Milan. Don't be surprised if AC Milan wins. They're a plus 240 dog. They are playing a little bit better right now. They're gelling. Don't be surprised if they win. But we're going to keep it simple. Both to score, Juventus, AC Milan. Atalanta, Napoli. Atalanta plus 123 is the final game for Italy on Saturday. Atalanta coming off a 1-1 draw versus Juventus. Napoli coming off a 2-0 win over Hellas Verona. We got to do the same thing here, guys. Give me both to score, Atalanta, Napoli. Liga MX, guys, for Saturday, Juarez. Juarez taking on Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul, bad first game. We're winning 1-0. They were juiced favorites. They drew. They had a draw coming off of one of their top league performances last season, guys. I'm going to have to go with Cruz Azul minus 154 to get the win over Juarez. Toluca, Monterrey. Monterrey tied 1-1. Toluca coming off a game where they saw themselves winning 4-2. Toluca's at home. They score goals. They concede goals. Give me over goals, over 2.5 goals. Toluca, Monterrey. Atlas, Leon. Current standings. Atlas 1-1 draw. Leon hasn't played a game yet. We're going to keep it simple here. It's early in the season. Leon's first game. Atlas has one game under their belt. Atlas is plus 124. Leon plus 218. Leon coming off a big signing this week. James from Colombia. James Rodriguez. That guy could still ball it out. I don't know if he's playing this weekend, but he might not be. It might take a little while for him to get situated. But give me both to score, Atlas and Leon. Moves us to La Liga Spain for Saturday. We have Girona versus Sevilla. Current standings, Girona, 8th place. Sevilla, 13th place. So who's the favorite? Who do you think is the favorite? Girona, of course, because Girona is in the better standings. 27 goals scored, 25 conceded. Sevilla, 21 goals scored, 28 conceded. Previous games, Girona 1-0 win over Alaves. They've had 2 shutouts in a row. Sevilla 1-1 draw to Valencia. Prior to that, they lost in their last Liga match, 4-2 to Real Madrid. This one right here, I do like corner kicks in Girona versus Sevilla. The earliest game on Saturday for the Spain League, I'm going to go with both to score, Girona, Sevilla. We do have Barcelona playing Getafe. Getafe is known for their defense, guys, so this might be a 1-0 win. Barcelona, they are playing well, though. If Yamil, Rafinha, and all the guys are playing, I may use that as a parlay piece. Barcelona, minus 196, possible parlay piece. I'm scared to go goals versus a team like Getafe. Barcelona recently had a game not too long ago, so maybe a little patient there. Might not jump into the goals in that one right away. Guys, that's going to do it for Saturday soccer action. Moving on to Sunday soccer action. Takes us to the Premier League. Everton versus Tottenham. Game number 1 on Sunday. Previous matchups, Everton lost 0-1 to Aston Villa. Tottenham lost 2-1 to Arsenal. Last time the two teams faced off against each other, Tottenham took down Everton, guys. Everton can battle, can play with some of a good defense. But I see a boat to score here. Everton's plus 179. Tottenham should be the favorite. They are. They're plus 139. Give me boat to score. Everton, Tottenham. What can I say, guys? Manchester United, man, made us sweat today. We had them in as an over and as a parlay piece, guys. They were losing 1-0 with like, I don't know, 10 minutes left or less. They ended up winning 3-1. So that's going to be a big motivation for their next game. But I'm probably going to stay away from them, guys, in the VIP. I don't want to sweat like I did. They are taking Brighton. Brighton also had a win today, 2-0. I think I'm just going to keep it simple. Manchester United, Brighton, both to score. Nottingham Forest, Southampton. Southampton showed that they can keep up with a team like Manchester United. That's not saying much. They were beating them 1-0, 10 minutes to go. They ended up losing. Southampton, prior to that, got smacked by Brentford. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, is coming off let's see here. Nottingham Forest has been doing pretty well. I don't know, it's not pulling up here. But Nottingham Forest is coming off let's see. Nottingham Forest, where are you at? Like I was talking about Manchester United, though, guys. They are a bipolar team. They're not trustworthy. I mean, they're scoring goals on teams like Liverpool and Arsenal, and then we're seeing them, almost got shut out today with only 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. 3-1 win, though. That was great. I couldn't believe it, guys. Young kid got the hat trick. Let's see what's going on. Sorry, guys. This app's freezing on me right now. All right, here we go. Nottingham Forest coming off a 1-1 draw versus Liverpool. Prior to that, they took down Wolves 3-0 and Everton 2-0 and Tottenham 1-0. Guys, got to give me Nottingham Forest here. It's a minus 244 favorite. Give me that as a money line piece. Ipswich, Manchester City, guys. You can't trust Manchester City right now. They're in trouble, guys. Manchester City keeps falling down in the standings, 6th place. Manchester City, 2-2 draw versus Brentford. Everybody's scoring on them. You know what? Ipswich didn't look that great, though. I think Manchester City bounces back. Manchester City, money line piece here. Grandma parlay in the England Premier League. Grandma parlay, Manchester City and Nottingham Forest. Put those two together. Juicy favorites, but they both should win. Manchester City, Nottingham Forest on the money line parlay. Bundesliga for Sunday, 2 games. Union Berlin versus Mainz is the first one. Last matchup for Union Berlin, 2-0 loss to Augsburg. Mainz 1-0 loss. Both these two teams have played in under 2.5 games, their last 2 games. Union Berlin under 2.5, under 3 goals for that game. Werder Bremen versus Augsburg is the next game. Werder Bremen coming off a 3-3. Augsburg coming off a 2-0 win over Union Berlin. You know what, guys? Give me both to score in Werder Bremen and Augsburg. Liga MX for Sunday. Querétaro at home taking on Pumas. First game, Querétaro 1-0 loss. Pumas 2-1 win. They're in fourth place. Querétaro doesn't have very many new players, guys. They are playing in Querétaro, though. Querétaro is going to be looking for their first goal. Pumas did give up one, scored two. Keep it simple here. Querétaro versus Pumas, both to score. All right, guys. La Liga Spain for Sunday. Real Madrid, heavy favorite, minus 714 versus Las Palmas. Las Palmas, guys. Lost 1-2 to Getafe. Beat Espanyol 1-0. Last time these two teams faced off against each other, 1-1 draw. Even though Real Madrid was minus 200, guys. You know what? Real Madrid is not one of those teams that starts off too fast. You can't trust them. I mean, I could trust Bayern Munich over 1.5 goals first half because they push. They start right off the bat. Real Madrid is lazy. They kind of knock it around. They let the other team shoot it. They let the other team think like they have a chance, and they kind of play with their food. They're like a python and a rat, in the cage. They're not fast starters. They play around with their food. Then boom, 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 boom. They also pick it up at the end. They are a good live bet as the game moves forward. We did hit them live today. In the extra time, I said there were going to be 2 goals in extra time. I think there was like 3 goals in extra time, guys. 2-2 went to 5-2 for Real Madrid. So Real Madrid, possible live play there. They're minus 714. They should win, but we're not really going to bet anything there right now. Sunday. Let's see if there's any Australian soccer on Sunday. No. There's going to be some late soccer. That'll probably be a VIP play there for the Australian soccer league, so I'm not going to go into that one right now. All right, guys, that'll do it for Saturday and Sunday soccer action. Now let's go to the big games, guys. NFL weekend. We got some great matchups. I think they are kicking off on Saturday, guys. Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. I'm not sure how the weather's looking. Probably a little bit too early to tell. Chiefs minus 8.5 favorites for a reason, guys. They're the back-to-back defending champions. They got a lot of weapons. They got a good coach. Houston Texans coming off a good win versus a cursed San Diego Chargers team, though, guys. The last time these two teams faced off, Kansas City Chiefs did win 27-19. Pretty decisive win, and that's where the line is at where it's at. Let's see. The over-under is a little tricky. It is 41. Kansas City Chiefs are known to maintain the clock. They know how to work it. If I were to tease this game, I mean, it's hard to tease. The under so low, 41.5, makes me thinking. Here's some stats that I have in my head over the weekend for wild card weekend, guys. We had 6 games, 6 wild card NFL games. 5 games went under the total, the listed total. Only 1 went over, and that was the Chargers game, guys. And that one barely went over with kind of like a fluke touchdown at the end, guys, that they really didn't even need. Could have been 6-0 to the under. So the unders are hitting in playoff football, guys. It seems like the clock is going fast. So pay attention to that, guys. 5-1 to the under after week 1 of the NFL playoffs. And the favorites versus the spread on weekend wild card weekend were 3-3, guys. 3-3. That means that 3 favorites covered the spread and 3 favorites did not cover the spread. 3 favorites lost straight up. And I believe that was the Chargers were favored. They lost straight up. Let's see here. Who else was a favorite and lost straight up? Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a favorite. They lost straight up. And there was one more. I think it was Monday night. Vikings were favorites, guys. So we're talking about 3 dogs winning outright. That's the Los Angeles Rams, Washington Commanders, and the Texans were the 3 dogs. So basically, guys, I know we are putting up some props there. Got my producer, Joe Mixon, due for an anytime. Here's one thing I got to tell you guys, though. When it comes down to playoffs and playoff football, player props are not hitting, guys. They are not hitting. Look at Saquon Barkley. Tons of people, billions of people had Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. He didn't get it. The top receivers, the top running backs are not hitting their lines, guys. Very few players in these playoff games are hitting their totals. Receiving yards, catches, rushing yards, they're not doing it. You know, the very few players that are hitting them, that you could count on hitting their yards. Lamar Jackson rushing yards, you could count that guy to hit it, no matter what the weather's like. We'll get to that in a minute. Derrick Henry rush yards, you could count him to get it as well. Saquon Barkley rushing total yards. I think those are the only guys I could realistically trust right now to hit their numbers. Other than that, though, be very cautious. Bet player props low, because you will get screwed if all you're taking is the top players to hit their catches, to hit their rushing yards. So be careful when it comes to that. All right. Anyways, Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans, guys. You know what? I'm going to go on a limb here and say that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to cover the 8.5 points, guys. They're not a team that covers often, so it might be a big surprise, but I have a feeling that they're going to make a statement game out of this one, guys. Statement game. Kansas City Chiefs. If I were to tease this game, I would tease the Chiefs down to -1.5, under 48.5, guys. I do love my teasers, especially for playoffs. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs -1.5, under 48.5 as the teaser for that one. If you want to do the next game, Lions versus the Commanders, guys. Lions. I don't see the Lions losing this one, guys. The Chiefs are not going to lose. The Lions are not going to lose. Give me the Detroit Lions -2.5, under. It's the over-under is 55, guys. So we're going to go 62.5. Actually, it's going to go to 63. 62.5 under. Give me Lions -2.5 for the teaser there. You could take both games under straight up too, because the unders are hitting right now. That's going to do it for those 2 games for Saturday. That moves us on to Sunday, guys. Here we have a good matchup, guys. Philadelphia Eagles, Los Angeles Rams. Eagles are -6. Rams, over-under is 44, guys. I'm going to have to go with the Rams +6, guys. Their defensive line are just playing balls out right now, guys. They're playing hard. They're gelling. They're getting to the quarterback. There's going to be some running going on here, some short passes. Saquon Barkley is going to run it, guys. I love the teaser. Rams +13, under 51. Give me Rams +13, under 51. I love that teaser. If you want to go for a straight up bet here on this one, take the under 44 and also take the Rams +6. But the teaser here is going to be Rams +13, under 51. Woo! Brings us to the big game of the weekend. Biggest game. It's going to be cold in Buffalo. Buffalo versus the Ravens. Woo! 51 points, guys. Ravens are -1. Guys, when it's a game like this where it's a coin flip and I can take a teaser and the Buffalo Bills are at home, you're telling me I could get the Buffalo Bills +8 under 58.5. That's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to do that. Buffalo Bills +8 under 58.5 points is going to be the teaser for this game. We are expecting a lot of points, but it's the playoffs, guys. We don't see too many shootouts at this point. Maybe next week we might see a shootout, but not right here, guys. Both of these teams want in. They're going to be running the ball. Lamar Jackson's going to be running the ball. Give me Lamar Jackson running yards. I trust him more than Allen. I know Allen can run as well, but I think Lamar is going to run. Derrick Henry, give me his over rush yards as well. Baltimore Ravens, you know what? If you were to give me a team to win straight up, even though Lamar chokes, sorry, but I think the Ravens are going to win this one, guys. Just a gut feeling. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, they do have some injuries, guys, but just those two guys alone, guys, can do it for the Ravens. Ravens toss-up game. Give me the Ravens money line here in this game. They are -1 for a reason. It might be a pick 'em when it comes down to the action and the game gets going. But the teaser for that game is going to be Buffalo Bills +8 under 58.5. And come on now. Please give me these teasers. We're going under again. That's the trend right now. Hopefully we don't see all these overs. We're going to keep an eye on the lines and see how they're going, guys. But it's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be a lot of NFL action. I'm excited for these NFL games. We do have some Buffalo fans in the podcast right now, in the chat. So appreciate all you guys in here. Thanks again for all your support. Remember that a comment, like, sharing one of my posts or reels with some buddies, giving them the link to my free Telegram can help me out. It means a lot. I've been doing this for a lot of years now, and I appreciate your support. Always remember the golden rule. Never bet money you can't afford to lose. And you're not going to become a millionaire in betting, when you first get started. There's a lot of guys out there, they promise you, they show Rolexes, fake Rolexes, they show rented cars. They just have these just shitty gimmicks, man, that are getting you to believe that you're going to make all this money in a weekend, that money's going to come fast. It doesn't come fast. It comes with patience. It comes with endurance. It comes with learning how to gamble right and smart. You're not going to get rich quick. There are a lot of scams out there, guys. Tons of scams, fake tickets left and right. So if guys are promising you that they're going to help you quit your 9-to-5 job by signing up with them, guys, run. Not going to happen. I'm not saying you can't make money in sports betting. It's actually one of the most lucrative ways to make money if you do bet correctly, if you bet smart, you bet the same amounts, you have good money management, you can make some good extra cash. So keep that in mind. We are hitting at 70% plus all time for the soccer plays, guys. So stay on board, follow my free Telegram, follow the stories, free plays every day. VIP is very cheap. It's very unlike, watch out for the big scams out there, guys. Vegas Dave used to have a scam. It's called scam marketing, price adjustments. So they basically say, a lot of these cappers say that their VIP months are normally, one example, $5,000, but we have a big discount right now. So you can get it for $500, guys. If you're paying over $200, $300, $400 a month, sports picks, you're getting ripped off, guys. We do work hard, but nothing is worth more than about 300, 400, 500 bucks a month, guys. That's way too much. That's your hard-earned money because you have to make that back first and then move forward. So we will keep the prices low as long as I'm doing this affordable for the people. I just want to say thank you, guys. If you ever want to have a question, hit me up. I'm always available. And let's go get this cash, guys. Boom shakalaka. Let's go. See you next time.
You are now tuned into On the Pitch with the GOAT, TJ Raff.